So, Wander is possibly one of my most favorite apps on this Oculus. Let's hop into that. So when you first initially get Wander, it's going to have a lot more pop-ups, and it kind of gives you some directions on how to use your left and right joystick. Um, but initially, it'll just default to a random location somewhere in the world, and it'll pop up this screen here. To get rid of that, if you look at your right and just press that B button, it will move that screen out of the way, and you can kind of just look around and see where you're at. We'll bring up that B screen again. So usually these blue lines here are something to do with Google. Google has supplied the imagery for that. What we're going to focus on is if we zoom in, we can usually find some user contents that people will go and post their own 360 pictures. It works best if you get really in there. So typically when you see these blue dots here, that is somebody's personal picture. So let's go look at one of those. Now I have my image quality high, so it takes a little bit of time to render. But wow, that's beautiful. So let's say, for example, I really like this spot. I can bring up my left joystick, and up here there is a little favorites button I can click on and add that to my favorites so I can come back and check that out later. So I'll go back to my B button. Here I can just kind of randomly go through the world, and I can click and go places, or I can kind of hit this discover and they will have some pre-loaded destinations that you can kind of go scroll around in and check it out. And you're like, okay, let's go check out this Russian landmarks. I'll have all these little spots. I can click on that. Being very slow to load. Once again, hit the B button and close that out. Oh, it's very slow to load here. Well, while that loads, we can go back and hit this B button. So there's also this really neat social function. So if you hit the social function, it's going to show different rooms that you can go join and see, like, there's 4 of 6 people in this, and they're just wandering the United States. We got wandering in Egypt. If, for example, you wanted to go ahead and create your own room and invite some of your own friends, you just hit create room, and of course people will have to follow you to kind of watch where you're going. We can jump into one of these rooms and kind of see what it looks like.
Seems to be quite true. You know? So up here is our community church. This is where the community goes to get
What
free
kind of church is it?
It's just a community church.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's nice.
I went
Yes.
to church today and it
Yes.
was
This,
kind of
this is
crazy because
my
I was high.
this is my Uncle Ernest.
So you can kind of see there's a social part of it, and you can chat it up. Um, Go over to my profile. Um, all the pictures that you kind of go into your favorites are going to kind of come up in here. You can go through here. You can create folders and organize it a little bit more if you want. Let's go over to here. Okay, so some of the left joystick options, if you kind of put it up and you can find out some information about it. Let's say, for example, you want to just do a voice search. Boise, Idaho. It'll bring you over to Boise. You can look at the info. One neat little function on this is you have a timeline here. You can click on there, and then you can kind of just go and look at other pictures. So let's hit this 2007. Did we hit it? Of course, it definitely looks a little bit different here. You can also go to a previous location. This is kind of a neat little thing. So it'll hit these nearby places. So you can click on here and it'll take you some spots that are nearby that maybe are kind of neat to look at. That's a big fish. This random location, it's just going to pick you. It's going to take you and drop you off somewhere. Like, oh, we're on the coast somewhere. If you hit this B button, you can get the large map and go to the search. And this is Henderson Island, wherever that's at. Okay. And of course, if you want to have some kind of ambient audio while you're going, you can turn that on. I don't usually use this. I like to just kind of play some music in the background for myself. Okay, and that kind of just sums up Wander. It is a great app to have, and yeah.